You're listening to the BBM Global Network with 25 years in broadcast audio and video production. Our passionate team creates content and marketing for the world of Internet Talk Radio. If you've got a passion, come join us at bbmglobalnetwork.com. The BBM Global Network. Your voice is now heard.
Welcome to The Oracle, a voice of positive planetary change with your host, Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel. Listen as Aurora brings good news to an awakening world and sacred healing using powerful and transformational tools. So now, please welcome the host of The Oracle, Dr. Aurora Ariel.
Aloha and welcome to The Oracle, a voice of positive planetary change. I'm your host, Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel, and we're broadcasting live across the planet on BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. The title of our show today is Signs of the Times, Sacred Prophecies, Prophetic Visions, and Ancient Mysteries Unveiled. Understanding the significant time we're in, I and my beautiful, amazing guest host, Turiya Vallis, we'll be speaking to the vast change underway that is transforming the planet on every level, taking us into a future that has long been prophesied, yet looks impossible when seen from the challenges and dire potentials humanity yet faces. I am so thrilled to announce a shift in this radio show where one of my best friends in the whole world, Turiya Vallis, will be co-hosting and bringing her wisdom, her light, and her magic to the Oracle. She's an amazing light on the planet, a favorite sacred sister, and I so admire and respect the work she's doing, the heart she's giving to humanity, how much she does on a daily basis to affect positive planetary change. She is the co-founder and host of Awakening Heart Network and their amazing Telesummit series. And she hosts my monthly Global Healing Forums, and that's the second Saturday of every month. If you've been missing it, you might want to come and bask in the light. We love sharing the vision of a powerful future before us and sharing our tools, insights, secrets to actualizing your greatest potential so you can play your significant role in the coming times. Turiya has powerful insight, and she has been privileged to interview some of the most transformational spiritual healers on the planet. That's how we met. I was interviewed on Awakening Heart Network, and it was a love match. We just became sacred sisters in that moment, and we knew we have a similar vision and a caring for humanity, and that we love helping people actualize their greatest potentials. It's so much fun to share our wisdom and knowledge. So what a great gift today that she's coming on board, and we're going to be able to do this every week. Turiya's greatest love is helping people remember the truth of who they are. I mean, that is essential, that we awaken to our own inner divine, that we cease to run the programs and patterns and living out of the limitations of beliefs and things we've believed about ourselves, and that we set ourselves free to be our full potential, because that's what is changing the world, and that's how we're changing it. She's also an award-winning singer, songwriter, I mean, beautiful songs, author, and behavioral therapist. Turiya, thank you so much for doing this destiny with me. I'm so grateful to have you on board.
Aurora, I am so grateful to be joining you, and I want to say greetings to everyone. Hello, everybody. It's so wonderful to be here. And there's something so synchronous from the first moment that I knew when you were coming on the show on Awakening Heart, and then you joined it. It was instantaneous. And now here we are spreading this high light, divine love and light energy, everyone. So, one thing about Aurora is she makes it easier and better and faster. And so as it's going so much faster, she's able to help people unlock these things that are going on inside of them so you can actualize a better life. And so, to have a radio show once a week where you can do that, it's a huge gift, and I'm just so grateful to be a part of it. Thank you.
Yeah. And yeah, we want to welcome callers. We hope you'll spread the word to family, friends, and anyone that you know out there that might want to get a little dose of the positive news of what's happening on planet Earth today, because that's what the show is about. And not only that, practical tools, amazing insights. I'd love to be doing healing for callers and helping you, see what's the soul dilemma and bring you the remedy. So please, please avail yourself of all the offerings here and on our websites. We just have a lot for you to really help you change your lives and undo some of this patterning that has kept you constricted and bound. So what we're looking at on the planet today, of course, all of us would agree, there's some areas that are a little bit nightmarish, and there's some areas that are just flourishing and advancing, and we're implementing new programs and projects. There's so many people just releasing all their beautiful offerings, music, modalities, new systems, and it's truly the time of a global renaissance. And this was prophesied before our time, and we were prophesied. So that's what we're going to be delving into. And I know so many people are falling under the weight of personal and planetary conditions, Turiya. I mean, I meet them all the time, weighed down with a bleak future. They just can't see beyond the evening news. And yet here and now in this moment, we can be in peace, we can be in harmony, we can look out the window, we can revel in the beauty of nature and our flourishing friendships. There's just so much to be partaking of. But if we're not in our authentic selves, if we're in a pattern-driven just modality where we're just day in, day out in our stresses, we're not going to see the glory that's happening. So I really want to get your head on it all and to say that what we're really here to share with you in this moment is that life is only going to keep getting better. Because as we all rise together across the earth into our full potential selves, we are lending our vision, our heart, our talents to the new world that is birthing in and through us. And that future is glorious. And next week, I'm going to be going into what I saw at 2023 and beyond. So, Turiya, you're hit on the planetary happening, what's happening for people falling under the weight of all the evening news and getting infected with the dire stuff, and your perspective of where we're at in this great change.
You know what? I think this is an amazing time, and I think people just don't have the information. And I also think that there's been this massive conditioning that's gone on that has caused people to look in the direction of the conditioning source itself. So people are looking at advertisement, they're looking at media. People are staying glued to, different kinds of revved up media, television, movies, all that kind of stuff. And all those things in and of themselves, they're not bad. It can be a fun time to go to the movies or to watch TV and have a good time. But it's about when we're looking at the stuff which continues to just hit us over the head with these horrible things that are going on. And it's how we put our perspective. Energy follows intention. The changes on the earth are happening, and they're happening for a reason, and it's allowing us to awaken. The planet herself is awakening, and everything is moving forward. But if we're not looking at it, if we're not in a state of gratitude, and it's like you said, if there are aspects that are running the show within us and they're stuck and they're holding us back, then we're not going to even be able to be in present moment awareness to be grateful. The more we can stay in gratitude, the more we can look at whatever's going on around us and realize there's at least a bunch of things to be grateful for in every moment. Even though there might be something that's going on that we don't like, we'll start to understand how there are systems that are controlled, and yet the controlling is being more and more intensified because this is a great awakening. So what I'm seeing on the interviews that I'm doing is everybody's talking about the bumps and how they're waking up and how this is a huge time, and what we need is our awareness and inner knowing, so that we can make sure that we're focused on the good that's happening.
I say yes to our positive future. Okay, everyone, we are just getting going here. I'm going to be filling you in with some of these amazing prophecies of the time. I'm Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel with the beautiful Turiya Vallis, and we're broadcasting live on BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio on the Oracle, a voice of positive planetary change. We'll be right back.
Have you been dreaming of that ideal getaway? A sacred adventure where you are completely restored and renewed. Join Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel for her Mastery Intensive Red Rock Adventure in Sedona in May, or the Oracle Sacred Destiny Cruise through the ancient temples of Italy, Greece, and Turkey in September. Want to know what to expect in the coming times? Read her award-winning Earth 2012-33 books. Sign up for her newsletter to stay abreast of all her offerings, healing specials, Earth 2012-33 updates, insights from the Oracle, secrets of eternal youth, and more at aurorajulianaariel.com. Ready to realize a greater potential? Experience her 33-day self-actualization programs, healing music for an awakening world, or healing activations available under products. Ready for a total life transformation? Sign up for her one-year program. Want a distance healing from Aurora? Check out her virtual healing center with its wide array of healing modalities and skilled healers under healing menu at sacredalchemy.com.
Aloha, everyone. Welcome back to the Oracle, a voice of positive planetary change. I'm your host, Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel, and my guest host is Turiya Vallis, and we are ready to rock it with information that I hope will have you completely convinced that we are in for a very positive future. We're broadcasting live across the universe on BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. And we just thank you so much for tuning into the show today. And we hope it makes a great difference to your heart, your mind, your soul, and your lives. So we have just started delving into this topic because so many people are believing the dire prophecies, scientific, from seers, all kinds of people of renown have spoken of great cataclysm and destruction and demise. And yet I have seen since my youth, since I was awakened in my teens, I was given visions of, yes, we are facing dire potentials, yet many of us, and we are millions, and the latest count is 400 million, come in, we took on the patterns and programs, we are clearing them, we are transforming them, we are rising in this ascension into the light of our true authentic selves, standing in the earth, taking command, and bringing our offerings to a world. And this is completely changing the future. This is a major destiny in motion happening now on planet Earth. And it's really important to be in your authentic self most of the time so you can see the magic. You can see the miracles you can experience in your life. And to do that, we got to keep clearing. We have to keep saying no to the human programs, no to the limiting beliefs, no to the false sense of who we are, and keep healing that, transforming it, and coming back to the truth that we are pretty rockin', amazing souls to take on a mission like this. Now, let me key you into one vision that I really stand behind. And I believe absolutely because I've seen it with my own eyes and I've seen it coming true. This is from Standing Bear of the Manataka Indian Council, who said, quote, "Our prophecies foretell of a people who will rise from earth's ashes like the thunderbird, symbolizing rebirth. They will bring balance and harmony back to Mother Earth. The first of these beings will come as teachers and storytellers to remind us of the ancient truths of the star people and beyond. They will be pathfinders leading the way to a new universe, a new reality. Great leaders, warriors, and shamans of many nations will be born, and they will cleanse the earth for rebirth. Next will come the planters, sowing seeds of truth, justice, and freedom. The storytellers, warriors, and planters will live in the way of the Great Spirit and teach ways to keep Mother of the ground sacred forever. They will be called rainbow warriors, for they will gather the four sacred directions, all distinctly separate but forever connected in the circle of life. They will bring together the four races of man to live in peace. The four sacred directions and the four races of humankind are symbolized by the magnificence and glory of the rainbow. The neo-indigenous people of the rainbow will give praise for the blessings of the Creator's loving grace." I call us the Violet people because we are rocking it, transforming ourselves, and that's transforming our lives and the world around us. Turiya, your take on this wonderful prophecy and what you've seen to prove this is actually coming true in our time. This is happening now, yet it was told or foretold so long ago.
And you know, what you're saying is so key, because there's another aspect to this, which is it has to be with divine will. Something huge is happening. People have gotten these visions and knowings forever. You had a similar experience, and we're going to do a show on that, which is really, really huge, about what you know in terms of the timeline shifting us into a new reality. And what I've heard from the different people that I've interviewed has been very, very clear. The shift is happening, and so one of the most important things we can do is align with it. And aligning with it, bringing our gifts out, allowing it to happen. People have talked about it in a different way. They've talked about Mother Gaia awakening, and so aligning with this awakening. They've talked about the shifts that are happening. We're moving through them whether we like it or not. And so nothing can stop this. And so the most important part of it is that we have been waiting for this. And so it's not about, something can stop it or something can throw it off. No, the most important part about, I think, this actual show that we're doing right now is that you want to make sure that you're aligned with it, that you're on board, because this is something that we've all been waiting for, which is this golden era. As you talk about, we're the violet people, those who've come to make the shift. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. I love that statement. So everybody that I've been interviewing has talked about how the shift is happening. It's a shift through time. It's a shift through energy. It's a shift into another reality where all of these things which we've seen as problems actually cannot exist. So this is happening, which is why the most important thing we can do is create that shift inside of ourselves, do the work. Again and again, again, everybody that I've interviewed always says the same thing. We can have all of the energy work that we like. It's so important to have the energy work. But we've got to do our own work. We have to do it every day. We have to be vigilant on the work that we do to align with the change that is happening right now.
Yeah, and it's so exciting to me that we were spoken of before this time, before all the darkness hit the planet, before all the human patterns started playing out and making this great mess with so many things culminating at the same time and so many dire potentials. I'm sure you have, like I have, and all of you out in the audience, I'm sure you've heard since you came to Earth all the horrible things that could happen to us, that the killer bees, the plagues, the cataclysms. I mean, I don't know if there's ever been another generation where we have heard about all these dire potentials, and we've had to live with maybe 12 major things that look like it was going to happen to our planet. And yet there have been prophecies like California going into the ocean and other prophecies that are now nullified, because we are here, because there's so many light workers on the planet. I mean, if you think of California alone, look at how many light workers moved to California, are bringing out their gifts and talents. There's SRF there. There's University of Santa Monica with their spiritual psychology. There is Agape. There's so many groups chanting, meditating, praying, transforming their lives in California, holding the balance and doing the clearings, and California is staying intact. And when I've gone in the future, it is intact. So we are changing the field exponentially, and we're going to keep going with this amazing topic. So get your friends on, anyone else you know that have been weighted down. I'm Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel with Turiya Vallis, and we're broadcasting live across this beautiful universe on BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. You're listening to The Oracle, a voice of positive planetary change, and we're going to be right back.
Have you been dreaming of that ideal getaway? A sacred adventure where you are completely restored and renewed. Join Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel for her Mastery Intensive Red Rock Adventure in Sedona in May, or the Oracle Sacred Destiny Cruise through the ancient temples of Italy, Greece, and Turkey in September. Want to know what to expect in the coming times? Read her award-winning Earth 2012-33 books. Sign up for her newsletter to stay abreast of all her offerings, healing specials, Earth 2012-33 updates, insights from the Oracle, secrets of eternal youth, and more at AuroraJulianaAriel.com. Ready to realize a greater potential? Experience her 33-day self-actualization programs, healing music for an awakening world, or healing activations available under products. Ready for a total life transformation? Sign up for her 1-year program. Want a distance healing from Aurora? Check out her virtual healing center with its wide array of healing modalities and skilled healers under healing menu at sacredalchemy.com.
Aloha, everyone. Welcome back to the Oracle, a voice of positive planetary change. Turiya Vallis and I are here sharing the joy of this topic today, signs of the times, sacred prophecies, prophetic visions, and ancient mysteries unveiled. And we're broadcasting live on BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. There's a quote that I have in one of my books. I guess it's the Earth 2012 to 33, the Violet Age book, and I wanted to share it. It's called The Great Shift. You have known you are different, that you have a unique role to play. You have been called into action, inspired by planetary conditions. But sometimes you have felt lost, not remembering who you are. The challenges on the planet are so great, they can be overpowering, causing you to feel overwhelmed. You are not alone. There are millions of souls just like you, feeling the same way and sometimes falling under the weight of planetary conditions and human programming. Knowing you are one of many with an important destiny to fulfill can help you relax and let go of the need to do it all alone or to feel responsible for the outcome of our present world dilemma. By releasing the human need to fix things, you allow your authentic self to manifest its vision in the world. You become a vessel of healing and truth, of right action and timely initiative. It is then you can do your greatest work and make the new difference, most difference. So this great shift is underway, and Turiya and I are speaking to it, of the prophecies of this time, and there have been dire ones, of course, but there's been some illumined beings that have all said the same thing, that out of a very dark era, which is now, a whole golden age is getting birthed, that humanity was moving fast into an age of freedom, enlightenment, and peace. And quite frankly, that would never have happened or could happen if we hadn't arrived. Because what was happening on this planet is humanity was evolving so slowly, all pattern-driven, running their patterns all day long, living out of the limitations of that human programs, and not having access to really their authentic self, their higher self, maybe little glimpses, little inspirations, but all day long, pattern driven. And a lot of humanity are living like that today, and we need to stop that. And we're here to change that. So we all decided from the realms of light, hey, let's do this great experiment. Let's take our planet hurtling fast into darkness that's been in darkness for eons, and that's going to go through another major cataclysm like 12,600 years ago. Hey, let's all jump in. We'll take on the programs from these family and soul lineages. We'll transform them, and we'll move the planet into the most glorious age ever. We're going to see a return to Eden. We're going to have the abundant life, and we're going to do the impossible. So here we are, everybody. And we're all manning our stations. If you're listening to this, I guess you really care too and are doing your part. Turiya, you see a lot of people coming on your show. You've got these great speakers and great audience. And everyone's really giving a lot right now to the change. They're really bringing their blessings, their gifts, their activations, their healings, their technology and tools. I mean, I don't think the planet has ever seen such a flood of information and every single thing we could ever need to make that soul advancement and leap into this new era.
You know what? And I think that's so true. And I think there's something else going on here, which is really huge. It's that people are really feeling something being birthed from within them. If you're listening to the show, you're one of those people. Something brought you to this. You're listening. We're talking about something that's going on inside of all of us. And what we're trying to do is allow that to happen, to surrender to that, to understand what it looks like. On the interview show with Awakening Heart, I've never seen so many people, soccer moms, bankers, investment lawyers. All of a sudden, something shifts within them really profoundly, and energy is birthed, and they understand intuitively. They're downloaded with some kind of information that's completely divine, and there's a new path born, and that path is to bring forward this new reality. We were talking about all of the people that have brought forth the information that a shift is happening. We look at it in terms of different Eastern philosophies, where we're moving out of a Kali Yuga, which is where there's so much confusion and problems, into a Satya Yuga, where it's the divine time. And, it's non-specific. It's not just about times or eras or this date or that. It's about a happening that transcends a concept of a day. It's happening within all days. It's happening within all time. And so as we open up this huge awakening that's getting birthed through us and birthed through this planet, it's allowing for things to shift. It's allowing for our dreams to come true. It's why we came here. So when we look at that again and again and again, I just see so many people showing up. And what they need on the show is the resources. They need to know we're here. This is what we're doing. People call in. They're ready. The speakers are there. They're ready. And so there's this readiness, which is why the call right now, this important show, is about community. And it's about letting you all know exactly what's going on so you don't feel so alone, so you know this is being birthed, it's been foretold, and all over the place everybody is talking about the fact that we just have to step on board. We have to open up and use our gifts, because in all cultures there has been some indicator of this time. And I was talking about one of the statements, one of the prayers that people are saying is, may all beings in all worlds be happy. It's so powerful. Just that smallest thing, or a thank you, allows us to align with it, because we want everybody to be happy. It's not just about me, and it's not just about my neighbor next door. No, we want the whole thing to change. The whole enchilada has to change, and it's that clear. And so that's why we're here now, to shift everything.
Yes, and what we're seeing as part of the Aquarian age is cooperation, right? And instead of competition. And it's so important for all of us to realize that there's nothing to be competitive about. Even if we're in the same field with somebody, we are unique beings with our unique offerings that we can be proud of and be enriched and fulfilled by bringing them forth to help the world. And our neighbor and our sister and our, peers, we don't have to be worried that, tear them down or feel any kind of sense of stress over it, because we are all needed. Every one of us has our own little unique piece that we give. We have that field of influence that draws in the right people to us. And so everyone today, let's drop competition and envy and jealousy, and let's just live together in harmony and love and peace. We can do it, and knowing that you're enough and having that security within is a major key to this. I'm Aurora Juliana Ariel with Turiya Vallis. We are on the Oracle, a voice of positive planetary change, broadcasting live on BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio, and we're going to delve deeper into this great topic, so stay tuned. Welcome back to the Oracle, a voice of positive planetary change. I'm your host, Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel, and my guest host, Turiya Vallis. We're broadcasting live on BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. And today we've been speaking about signs of the times, sacred prophecies, prophetic visions, and ancient mysteries unveiled. And that we are in the middle of this great shift, and that there has been prophecies and predictions, not only dire, that so many people are tuning in and riveted on, but other ones like the Manataka Indian nation, the other Indian nation. A lot of great souls in the past have seen that at the time of great darkness, we would come and we would change the world, and we would move this world into a more enlightened era, an era of freedom, enlightenment, and peace. And according to astrologers, the skies are telling us we're entering a glorious age. And then, as Turiya was saying, the Kali, the yugas are shifting, and we're moving into that age of truth. And there's just so many signs of the times. But I think the biggest sign, Turiya, is that there are so many people awakening at this time. I mean, when I was born, I never saw any sign of anyone talking about these things, meditating, doing inner work, talking about being their full potential. I mean, this is relatively new on the planet as we the violets, as I call this, came in. And it's so absolutely exciting to know that we cared enough to come to the planet at such a time.
You know what? It's overwhelming, isn't it? And there's something that we might not, in a beautiful way, there's something that we might not get. But when we begin to surrender to it, there's an evolvement that happens within our mindset, and we go from a place where we're starting to intuitively recognize one another. Just like, you know what, the minute I wrote you to see if you would come on Awakening Heart, like I knew you. I could feel it. I said, oh, this is going to be huge. I was looking at your picture, and I sent the email. I was like, something is going to be happening here. And so as we begin to recognize the intuition, as we realize that we're not doing the thinking in a linear aspect, we're allowing the brain to open up and to become one with the heart. And we're using our full bodies. We get a whole other level of tools here. But this is what this next reality calls for. It's not about selfishness. It's not about greed. It's about love-based partnerships. And as we talk about these new eras, this new great era, there's another thing that I want to put out there. This is not an era that's going to phase out into something else. So it's not just like, oh, it's coming and going. You know, as some people predicted, it'll be a new era and then stop. No, it's not. We didn't come here for this to be a limited, time-expired kind of thing where this era will go on for 1,000 years and then it will think, no. We came to establish this once and for all, firmly and completely, so that we can all expand and grow out and be the true divine beings that we are and continue to go from there. We got the T-shirt. It's not about trying to figure this out anymore. The things that made this way of living not able to work so well, they are what they are. And so that's why the predictions came. That's why everybody knew. It is a yearning from within the bosom of humanity and the divine to create something new for us all to move into. And this is about our next step of evolution and divine birthright. It's our divine birthright. Yeah.
I know for a while on this earth, I felt all alone, and I had these visions. I had divine visitations. I started doing global healings and personal healings when I was, I think, about 16. And yet there was a sense of being alone and facing all these dire potentials and wanting so much to make a difference. And then it was when I was 19, I was under a hypnosis journey, and I went back right before this life, and I saw how many of us were so excited to come in and that we'd all be doing this together. And it would be daunting at first. We would feel like strangers in a strange land, like we didn't really fit here. And I know so many people feel like that. And yet I think one of the things that have caused so many people to lose hope is that they've believed somehow we're relegated to a nightmare planet and that they're all alone and they're seeing the world come undone. And yes, you can tune in, 24 hours a day on that theme and the next dire potentials and the next predictions if you want. But there is so much good news going on that then we can tune into that, and not in a Pollyanna type way, but, knowing we're facing dire potentials, but also seeing that we are many. We're millions, okay? 400 million. What can 400 million accomplish? Look at what we are accomplishing. Look at the flood of beneficence, the blessing to our world, the healings going on, the transformation, the changes. We're exponentially just spinning the molecules of this earth and creating a new world within a very dark era. And this is a profound and a prophetic time. And so one of the important things is for us all to regain our self-esteem, restore our sense of self in this, realize who we are and what we're doing, and then link in to our soul families, link in to that collective that has a huge momentum of positive good, of positive intention for our world, and to truly live the life that we want to see in the future. So we got to live it. And that's the glory of moving out of the shadow awareness into the authentic self, because it's when we're in our true natures, we see everything very, very clearly. And nothing can move us out of that sense of peace and rightness of what we're about, why we're here, and what we're accomplishing.
You know what? I think that is so key because, again, it's the fact that there is a pathway here and there is something that we can do. And so when we know that our soul families are here, these are the people that you just naturally meet up with in extremely synchronous ways, and you recognize each other, or maybe you just have a feeling about them. And it turns out the more we say yes to these experiences, we begin to build these beautiful, beautiful new structures, whether it's people that we end up having dinner with or getting to know better as friends or creating or writing with or starting new projects that will help the earth. I think that the beautiful thing about all of these new soul families, which are now really being activated and actualized, it's about creating this planetary goodness. So it's the most amazing thing, Aurora. It's just amazing.
Yeah, and we are many, and, the light is flowing. Okay, we've got more to share coming up. This is Aurora Juliana Ariel, and with beautiful Turiya Vallis on the Oracle, a voice of positive planetary change. We're broadcasting live, maybe across multi-universes on BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio, and we're going to be right back with great information.
Have you been dreaming of that ideal getaway? A sacred adventure where you are completely restored and renewed. Join Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel for her Mastery Intensive Red Rock Adventure in Sedona in May, or the Oracle Sacred Destiny Cruise through the ancient temples of Italy, Greece, and Turkey in September. Want to know what to expect in the coming times? Read her award-winning Earth 2012-33 books. Sign up for her newsletter to stay abreast of all her offerings, healing specials, Earth 2012-33 updates, insights from the Oracle, secrets of eternal youth, and more at aurorajulianaariel.com. Ready to realize a greater potential? Experience her 33-day self-actualization programs, healing music for an awakening world, or healing activations available under products. Ready for a total life transformation? Sign up for her one-year program. Want a distance healing from Aurora? Check out her virtual healing center with its wide array of healing modalities and skilled healers under healing menu at sacredalchemy.com.
Aloha, everyone. We are back on the Oracle, a voice of positive planetary change. Turiya Vallis and I are really excited about this topic because we know so many people have been going under the weight of all the dire potentials, prophecies, and predictions. And we're here to turn the tide on that one and let you see there's a wider view, a more positive thing happening than anyone can imagine. We're broadcasting live on BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. And I have some amazing little prophecies I wanted to share in the mix because, as I said, the Indian nations really spoke about the rainbow warriors who, to me, are the violets, the ones who came to Earth to transform the dire conditions and move us into a more enlightened era. And so every single, American Indian nations, they all had the same similar prophecies about a dark time and the people would come and a new world would be born. So here's the prophecy of the Hopi people. When the earth is dying, there shall arise a new tribe of all colors and all creeds. This tribe shall be called the Warriors of the Rainbow, and it will put its faith in actions, not words. Then the Sioux prophecy. There will come a time when the earth is sick and the animals and plants begin to die. Then the Indians will regain their spirit and gather people of all nations, colors, and beliefs, the Rainbow Warriors, to join together in the fight to save the earth. And this is just an American Indian ancient prophecy. A day will come when the beautiful rainbow will disappear because people will not remember to keep the Mother Earth sacred and will destroy its beauty. Now remember, they're prophesying before all this mess happened, okay? Because they were in beautiful America with pure waters, pure airs, and, the magical life. And so they're saying this time would come, and then children of the Rainbow Warriors will come before all is destroyed, okay? We get here at the 11th hour. And they will love the trees and the animals. They will love and respect each other, and they will help people to live in peace with all creation. The rainbow in the sky will return as a sign of the Creator's grace. And I have to say, the rainbow is my very favorite thing on this earth. It always gives me hope for a better future. Here's a Zuni legend of the Rainbow Warrior. There's a symbol known to the Zuni Indians as Rainbow Man. Found on a Zuni war shield, it is a symbol of protection. I'm sure it goes deeper, but I don't have that information here. And then there was this amazing Cree Indian Nation prophecy. 100 years ago, an old Indian woman named Eyes of Fire had a vision of the future. She prophesied that one day, because of the white man's greed, there would come a time when the earth was being ravaged and polluted, forests destroyed, birds falling from the air, waters blackened, fish poisoned in the streams, and trees would no longer be. Mankind as we know it would all but cease to exist. Then would come the time when the keepers of the legend, stories, cultural rituals and myths, and all the ancient tribal customs would be needed to restore us to health, making the earth green again. They were the warriors of the rainbow and mankind's key to survival. A day of awakening would come when all the peoples of all the tribes would form a new world of justice, peace, freedom, and recognition of the Great Spirit. The warriors of the rainbow would spread these messages and teach all peoples of the earth, or Elohi. They would teach them how to live the way of the Great Spirit. They would tell them of how the world today has turned away from the Great Spirit, and that is why our earth is sick. The warriors of the rainbow would show the peoples that this ancient being, the Great Spirit, is full of love and understanding, and teach them how to make the earth beautiful again. These warriors would give the people principles or rules to follow to make their path right with the world. These principles would be those of the ancient tribes. The warriors of the rainbow would teach the people of the ancient practices of unity, love, and understanding, and teach of harmony among people in all the four corners of the earth. Now, they're not just talking about a resurgence of the Indian nations and the wisdom of the Indian nations that would bring so much light today. They're talking about a race of souls that get born into every country, nation, background, creed, and that they are undergoing this transfiguration. They are changing the world, and that is the Rainbow Warriors. That is us, the violet souls of Earth. Isn't that exciting, Turiya, that they knew we would come and fix it, and that we would join with them and we would honor their teachings, and all of us together would bring remedy and transform the world.
I love it, and I love that, there's no coincidence that we're here now, and that so many people spoke about it while you were going through the different beautiful ideas from the different indigenous people. I also thought of the Mayan people and the Mayan calendar, and how the Mayan people, also predicted and talked about this time and an end of this kind of time, where there would be problems and all these things. And I studied under someone, the Mayan calendar for a long time, and how things would shift and we would walk into a new era, a new age of understanding our true divine potential and our true divine core, what we truly are at our core, and literally shift out of the reality where these problems are existing. And it just really does my heart. So good to see how many people, you talk about the Aborigine people in so many different places have received this information. It's here for all of us, and it makes life easier because it's happening now. And when we know that so many people have talked about it, it helps to navigate this journey, this path.
Yeah, I've received so many stories from people, and they've been filling my Earth 2012 to 33 books of people undergoing the awakening, the magical experiences. And what's also going on in this time that many, I'm sure, are aware of is we have a mystical culture that is opening up to higher realms, to elemental life. And so we see more, we partake of more than the humans have for quite a long time on Earth. So we interact with the divine realms of light. We receive blessings and healings, and also interact with great wise beings of the earth, like the whales, the dolphins. And so many people are just in droves getting healings from dolphins across the earth. And then we have the elementals, the fairies kingdoms, and the gnomes, and all of the elemental kingdoms and crystal beings that people are becoming aware of are living beings, are sentient beings, and we're all lined together from the heaven realms to us of the earth that came in, to all of the elementals and the dolphins, the whales. It's so incredible. So it's not just 400 million. look at how many of us are focused on healing the world today. All right, we're going to go to a quick break, and then I'll be doing the wrap-up. And this is Aurora Juliana Ariel with Turiya Vallis, who I'm so grateful you are here with me today, and she's going to be with me every week. And we're broadcasting live on BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. I'll be right back.
Have you been dreaming of that ideal getaway? A sacred adventure where you are completely restored and renewed. Join Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel for her Mastery Intensive Red Rock Adventure in Sedona in May, or the Oracle Sacred Destiny Cruise through the ancient temples of Italy, Greece, and Turkey in September. Want to know what to expect in the coming times? Read her award-winning Earth 2012 to 33 books. Sign up for her newsletter to stay abreast of all her offerings, healing specials, Earth 2012 to 33 updates, insights from the Oracle, secrets of eternal youth, and more at aurorajulianaariel.com. Ready to realize a greater potential? Experience her 33-day self-actualization programs, healing music for an awakening world, or healing activations available under products. Ready for a total life transformation? Sign up for her one-year program. Want a distance healing from Aurora? Check out her virtual healing center with its wide array of healing modalities and skilled healers under Healing Menu at sacredalchemy.com.
Aloha and welcome everyone back to the Oracle, a voice of positive planetary change. I really hope that our topic today was uplifting and inspiring. Maybe it'll get you to go out and to be looking at some of the positive prophecies and keep your fingers on the pulse of the amazing things that are taking place on Earth today. I just want to thank with all my heart Turiya Vallis for coming on board with me as a co-host. We're going to be bringing so many great topics to you in April. And the next one is going to be about my recent journey into the future to the year 2023 and a visitation for my future self. And it changed my whole life. I really made a big shift, and I hope that it will help inspire you to do this as well. Because when we're looking at 6 years ahead and how we're doing then and our future selves are doing, it gives us a lot of hope and peace in the present. So if you love everything I'm talking about, I've got my Earth 2012 to 33 book series for you to partake of. I have healing activations. There are beautiful offerings on my aurorajulianaariel.com site. There is an amazing sacred tours and adventures coming up, the Mastery Training here in Sedona in May, and the Oracle Sacred Destiny Cruise in September. I would love to have you come. We're just going to be transforming very fast, coming into more and more levels of the truth of who we are. You want to tune in to Turiya's offerings through awakeningheartnetwork.com. Such great telesummits all the time ongoing, amazing people. You can also get my newsletters. It'll keep you abreast of all the offerings. There's always healing specials every month and other beautiful healings and things that we have offered, especially through our virtual healing temple. And you can find that on sacredalchemy.com. I want to share so much my heart and joy that I can be a voice of positive planetary change. It's just the most fulfilling, enriching aspect of my life. And the other thing I love to do is help heal lives, actualize potentials, and assist people to live a higher destiny than their human programs would dictate. We can all do this, and it doesn't matter what kind of childhood or past or who we've been or what we've done. We can rise like phoenixes out of the ashes of the human condition, because our true authentic self is right there, right inside us. Yes, covered and layered over by all these programs we took on and everything that has been weighing us down and things that we've encountered and we've gone through as we've played out the family patterns, as we've lived so much less than we are. And yet none of that matters, because what the truth is that we came into embodiment and took it on. So if you understand your life from the perspective of a soul of great light, who in the heaven realms, in the high realms of light, where there is no pain, there is no suffering, there is no darkness, formed and banded together, with millions of other souls who are determined to do a destiny together on earth, to come in at a very dark time and a scary time with so many dark potentials, and that they realized that to really affect positive change, they just couldn't walk among the people slowly evolving in their enlightened state, totally out of sync and maybe not even having any resonance with suffering. And so we chose to come in and take it on because we knew we're white fire beings, so we would transmute it. We wouldn't just sit in the patterns. And we knew that by doing this, the world would change, that every session we do, every time we clear a pattern, we're moving the future into this glorious potential we came to fulfill. So take heart, humanity. I love and bless you all. It's such a great joy to be here and to be able to have this forum for positive planetary change. I'm Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel. We've been also having Turiya Vallis, my co-host, on. We send forth our blessings to all of you. And please spread the word for us so more can partake of this. This is the Oracle, a voice of positive planetary change, and we've been broadcasting live on BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio. I'll see you hopefully next week. Please tune in because it's going to be an exciting show.
This has been The Oracle with your host, Dr. Aurora Juliana Ariel. Come join us and listen each week for conscious shifting and a deep and greater awareness on Dr. Aurora Ariel's The Oracle.
You've been listening to the BBM Global Network. The ideas, views, and opinions of this broadcast are those of the participants of the program and are not necessarily the ideas, views, and opinions of the BBM Global Network Company.